Before we begin with today's market analysis, I would like to mention our new channel membership options. This is a special introductory offer which will open access to members-only trading strategy videos that are based on high-value, high-conviction investment strategies and are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Please note, this is a limited time offering of just $9.99 per month, but members that sign up during this introductory period will be able to lock in this new low rate for the entire duration of the membership. Again, this early sign-up period will allow you to lock in this low introductory membership rate for life, and these new low introductory rates will only be made available for a limited time. Monthly membership prices will be going up after this short introductory period ends. With these comprehensive, members-only trading strategies, I only choose high-quality, high-conviction stocks that are easily accessible, with relatively low share price values that are designed for easy trade positioning, and combined long-term trading gains are expected to far outperform the monthly membership rate of just $9.99 per month. Join now to lock in your low introductory rate and start trading stocks with the pros. Now back to the video. Here we have the 1-hour price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. So as we can see here, the stock is seeing a bit of a gain here relative to what we've seen during some of the previous sessions. This does look encouraging given the fact that we are still seeing many stocks in the technology space that are trading near their lows. Currently, we have seen a bit of a bounce here from these prior support zones, which came in at roughly 525 would be this downside support zone here. And this was a slight breach on the support zone that came previously, but we're only talking about 1 cent here. This prior support zone came in at 426, so we did technically see a break below here, but we're really getting into the minutia with some of these price movements here to the downside in this stock. I mean, I do understand that this does look like a negative situation here, or a negative scenario. We still have not managed to convincingly break above this sort of descending triangle pattern that we've been watching. But the moves that have actually occurred to the downside have been quite small, even though we're seeing much more substantial moves to the downside throughout most of the technology space, and really throughout most of the market. The Nasdaq, the S&P 500, the Dow, these are all really trading under a significant amount of selling pressure. So, most recently here, this upward price movement has been encouraging because we have broken above the 20-period exponential moving average, and this is the hourly chart. So it's an important. All of these moving averages are a bit more important. The hourly chart and the daily chart are the most commonly watched price charts in the market. Even people that don't really focus on technical analysis very much will often still run across these exponential moving averages on the hourlies and on the day and on the dailies. So these types of price breaks are significant because they're seen by much larger groups of people. Here, what we're talking about here specifically is the fact that the price has now broken above this 20-hour exponential moving average. That would be this yellow line here. Previously, when we approached this level, we did see a bit of a price failure here. Technically, again, I guess we can call that a break of support at 426. But this was a 1 cent price break to the downside, and then we did see a jump here higher. So currently, what we're looking at in terms of share price action comes in at 442. So we are coming back into this prior resistance level at 444. But the better news here, the improved situation here comes from the fact that we no longer have to be concerned about this 20-hour exponential moving average in terms of its ability to provide resistance for share prices. So, if we pull out a bit here, we can look at some of the indicator readings, which do show us that the broader trajectory here does remain positive, even though we're largely flatlining here. Within this price pattern, we're sort of, this is really a consolidation period rather than a period of decline. I mean, it probably feels like a period of decline, but as we can see here, for the most part, we're kind of oscillating right around this sideways trend line here, which comes in at roughly 465. So, they're not the moves to the downside have been minimal. especially given the fact that there's so much selling pressure to be seen on the outside externally within the market as a whole. So, if we do pull out and we kind of look at overall the price movements here, we can see that the stock did enter into oversold territory on June 11. For the most part, we have traded sideways in share prices, but there has been an underlying growth here in upside momentum in the relative strength index. And again, this is the hourly chart. So, the hourly indicator reading, just like the exponential moving averages, these tend to take on a higher level of importance than, for example, if you were to compare this to the 5-minute chart or the 15-minute chart. So, we are seeing a bit of downside momentum also develop here, but it's much shorter term in nature. So, we can point to this downside trend momentum here. But if you're going to do that, it's much harder to ignore, this longer term trend momentum to the top side, which is almost twice as long in length. So, and that's time duration. The length of the line really means time duration. So, the underlying momentum here does remain positive. And even though we have seen some minor breaks of support zones, I'm not seeing a huge amount of reason to be concerned here. Even though it probably does feel like, it's time for a break, like it's time to see a major turnaround here. I can completely understand that sentiment. But the thing is, I mean, what do people really think about this? I mean, if the stock market was rallying, do you believe that the share price would be trading under pressure? I mean, like, do you believe that the exact same price action here would be occurring to the downside? I mean, for me, I just find that to be a bit unlikely. I find that a bit hard to believe. If the market as a whole was rallying, would we have seen this decline here from just below $5 to roughly 425? That type of scenario just seems a bit difficult if the broader market is trending higher. So, given the fact that there's a huge amount of momentum that's in the negative direction, it seems almost unreasonable here to expect NIO to just sort of, buck the trend and, move higher, even though the rest of the market is not following suit. It just seems a bit unreasonable to have that type of expectation. So, if we're looking at this current market activity here, you can probably view it. I don't want to say in a positive light, but the declines here have been less severe than we have been seeing in other parts of the market. So, overall here, I do think that the trend signals that we're watching for are fairly obvious. We're looking for a break of this descending triangle pattern, a clear break of it. Even though we have seen some sort of moderate breaks to the top side, but what we really want to see here, is some activity in this direction here. We want to see a break above these exponential moving averages, and then we want to see this downtrend line finally disappear. We've sort of been grinding, we're pressuring it. We're putting a lot of pressure on it, even currently. I mean, it might look like we're kind of declining here, but, if we pull out, we're trading right next to this downtrend line. Like, we are putting it under a lot of pressure. And if you compare this to the prior instances of this type of occurrence, they were much fewer and more far between. Here, there's almost a constant pressure that's being placed on this downtrend line. So, eventually these things start to break. So these are the things to watch for. Here's the current market analysis for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO.